You tell yourself you've become lazy. You're struggling to focus, procrastinating on everything, and feeling this heavy resistance toward work that used to feel so manageable, even easy. So, what do? You push harder. You try to force yourself back into the rhythm you used to have, convinced that more discipline is the answer. But what if this isn't laziness at all? What if it's exhaustion? The kind of deep, pervasive exhaustion that a good night's sleep doesn't immediately fix. It's a feeling that seeps into your bones, a weariness that clouds your mind, and trying to muscle through it only makes it worse. It's not a failure of your character. It's a signal from your body and mind that something needs to change. This isn't about a lack of willpower. It's about a lack of resources. Your internal batteries are completely drained and you're still trying to run on empty. We need to reframe this narrative because you're not failing, you're depleted. Let's talk about the difference because it's crucial. Laziness is usually pretty loud. It's an active avoidance of responsibility, a deliberate choice to disengage. It often comes with a sense of indifference. You just don't want to do it, and you're okay with that. But mental exhaustion is quiet. It's insidious. You still care deeply. You still try, maybe even harder than before. You just don't have the same energy you once did. It's like you're trying to run a marathon with the flu. Your mind feels full, but not with clear ideas. It's more like a dense fog. Your thoughts move slower, as if they're wading through mud. Simple decisions, like what to eat for lunch, feel monumental. Tasks that were once second nature now feel like climbing a mountain. You sit down to work, and instead of diving in, you just stare at the screen, the weight of the task feeling heavier than it should. It's not that you don't want to do the work, it's that the very act of starting feels impossible. You're not avoiding responsibility. You're simply overwhelmed by it. Mental exhaustion doesn't happen overnight. It builds slowly, accumulating over weeks, months, or even years. It's the result of long hours, constant pressure, and the relentless expectation to always be on, always responsive, always adaptable, always available. In our modern world, we're praised for being connected 24/7. We answer emails late at night, take calls on weekends, and our brains never truly get a chance to switch off. There's no clear breaking point, no single event you can point to and say, "That's when it started." Instead, it's a gradual dulling of your spirit, a slow erosion of your energy. It's like a dimmer switch being turned down, so slowly you barely notice it day to day. Until one morning, you wake up and the light is almost gone. And that's when you start questioning yourself. You wonder what happened to your drive, your discipline. You feel like a stranger in your own mind, trying to understand why you can no longer operate at the level you once did. This isn't a sudden collapse, it's a slow burn, and the first person you blame is yourself. You look in the mirror and think, "I've lost my motivation," or "I'm just not trying hard enough." You start comparing your current self to the person you used to be, the one who could juggle multiple projects, who had endless energy, who thrived under pressure. You see others around you seemingly handling it all with ease, and you wonder, what's wrong with me? Why can't I keep up? But here's the thing about exhaustion. It doesn't look dramatic. It's not a big, cinematic breakdown. It's quiet. It looks like showing up to work every day, but with less and less of yourself present each time. It looks like smiling in meetings while your mind is a million miles away. It looks like going through the motions, fulfilling your obligations, but feeling completely disconnected from it all. It's the silent struggle of giving everything you have until you realize there's almost nothing left to give. It's not a weakness. It's the quiet aftermath of prolonged strength. Perhaps the hardest part of all is that mental exhaustion is invisible. There are no crutches, no casts, no physical symptoms that everyone can see. Because of this, there's no clear reason to stop, no obvious excuse to slow down. If you had a broken leg, no one would expect you to run a race. But when your mind is exhausted, the world expects you to keep performing at 100%. And so you do. You keep pushing, you keep showing up, you keep smiling, all while feeling completely and utterly depleted on the inside. You feel like you have to justify your need for rest, but you can't because on the surface everything looks fine. So you keep going, running on fumes, not because you're weak, but because you have been strong for far too long. You've been carrying the weight of expectations, both your own and others, and your capacity to carry that load has finally reached its limit. This isn't a sign of failure. It's a testament to how long you've been able to endure. So, how do you recover from something so deep-seated? The answer isn't always a 2-week vacation, although that can help. Real, sustainable rest doesn't always mean stopping completely. Sometimes it means fundamentally reducing the pressure you put on yourself to perform at the same level every single day. It means letting yourself work at a human pace, not a machine's pace. It means accepting that your capacity is not a fixed, constant thing. It changes. Some days you'll have more energy, and some days you'll have less, and that is perfectly normal. We've been taught to see productivity as a personality trait, a measure of our worth, but it's not. Productivity is a condition, just like health or weather, and conditions change. True rest is about giving yourself permission to be human, to have limits, and to honor those limits without guilt or shame. It's about redefining success not as how much you can do, but as how well you can take care of yourself in the process. You are not lazy. You are tired in a way that deserves compassion and understanding, not punishment and self-criticism. You don't need to shame yourself into finding more energy. That's like whipping a tired horse to make it run faster. It simply doesn't work, and it's cruel. The most responsible, productive, and courageous thing you can do right now is to stop, take a breath, and acknowledge just how exhausted you really are. Give yourself permission to rest, not as a reward for work, but as a fundamental requirement for living a healthy, sustainable life. You don't have to earn your rest. You are inherently worthy of it. Let go of the guilt. Let go of the comparison. And just be gentle with yourself. Thank you for listening. If this resonated with you, consider subscribing for more conversations like this. Take care.